So we know the environment you're in has an impact on your mental health. So what's your dream home or setting? Is there like a certain part of the country you would like to retire in? Or if you could have your business here and live there, where would that there be?
Yeah, that's a really good question. There's certain things that just give me energy, and I know I'm gonna talk about two totally different extremes. But one, you know, where I grew up in South Jersey, I grew up in a neighborhood where when we used to play outside and ride bikes, you could hear the big wheels down the sidewalks. Like, I like to hear my neighbors, so, but not loud and obnoxious. But I like to hear like the energy from kids playing and laughing, or a barbecue girl going. Like, that just brings me energy. Like, even when I go out now and I go for walks, I like to walk in that certain community where I can see people outside or watching their cars or whatever. I love that space. Ideally, like when I do get done doing a lot of counseling, I would love to I love city flow. So again, being from South Jersey, right outside of Philly, like, I love the idea you can hop on a train and it's just this hustle and bustle and it's fast paced. That just brings me energy. So as much as I'm an introvert, like, I can look at people and just get the energy from it. That stuff just excites me.
That's awesome. So you are not from here. We didn't discuss that. So where are you from?
I am from New Jersey. Now, if you're from New Jersey, then you know you distinguish North Jersey from South Jersey because it's two different places. But I'm from South Jersey, so I'm 30 minutes outside of Philly. So a lot of times, you know, we just hop over to Philly. So it's like one big, it's called the tri-state area, really. So it could be Jersey, it could be Delaware, and it could be Pennsylvania. But I'm from outside of Philadelphia, in New Jersey, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. So how did you get down here? I mean, Texas is a long way from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Very long way.
Yeah, and I joke about it because I would never see myself living in Texas, and I think most people in Texas will never see themselves living in New Jersey. And what New Jersey is a bad rap for being like this armpit of America, really. And they say most people from Jersey are mean and obnoxious, and that probably it comes off that way, but we aren't. You know, people in the South are more friendly. I'll say it that way. So I moved to Texas in 2013, and when I originally came, I came with a ministry I was with, but we just never came together. And then I ended up staying here because I had a job and I had an apartment at that time. And then I just stayed. And yeah, when I came to Texas, honestly, I was just telling this story the other day. I really did expect everybody here to either have a horse or know how to ride a horse or have an accent. And when I talk to people, they don't have an accent. I would always ask, like, well, where are you from? And they'll be like, I'm from here. But like, where's your accent? And I never understood that. And it took me some time to wrap my mind around that flow. Even when I was from Jersey. Now, my first trip down south was in Alabama, which is a totally different take than New Jersey, because I went to Auburn, and when I got here, I didn't understand, was it candy paint on car? Like, I understand why your car needs to shine that way, why those rims that big. I didn't understand the music. I didn't understand what anybody was talking about. And I didn't understand why people were so friendly. I remember when I came down south, my mom and I, when we went on our visit to Auburn, we were walking down the street, and this woman out of nowhere, she was like, hey! And my mom and I kind of looked at each other and then looked back at her like, no, she's like, you know, we thought that she was off, and we didn't realize that this is what people do down south. They say hi to strangers, because at home you don't do that. Like, that will get you, it's very suspicious. And we were just like, we were taken back, like, what is going on? And then we got used to it. So, yeah, but I still love Jersey. I miss it. I miss the food. I miss the culture. I miss everything about it.
Sound like you just mentioned your mom. So would you say, as a business owner, that your family is supportive of you now? I know a lot of times it doesn't start out that way. So tell us a little bit about that.
You know what's funny about my family? They're supportive in their own way. I think I do have some siblings that may speak up and support, like my sister and one of my brothers. They're all supportive, but at the same time, they don't. They kind of pay me no mind, which is kind of good. but I know they're supportive. Like, we have that family that's that quiet support. We may not say anything, but I know that they're rooting somewhere. Or my dad may turn to me and be like, "You're a counselor, right?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, so after all these years, like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. So, you know, it's that quiet, it's that silent support. I know they're with me, although they may not show up all the time in action and things like that.
Okay. And so, like, friends from Jersey, do they still support you now that you're far from home?
They do. I do have some friends, whether it be from home or from college or professional years, that they'll support me, whether it be, I was just saying this the other day, the people that support me the most don't pay me any mind on social media, like, because they're used to me, but I know I can text or call and they'll boost me, they'll correct me in love. I just had a friend the other day, like, we were talking about business stuff, and I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna write. It's more abstract. It's in my head, and it makes perfect sense in my head, and I don't understand why you don't get it when I talk it. And this is one of my best friends, and when she does it, hers is very logical, very black and white, and I'm just like, yo, you're getting on my nerve, like, it was just so frustrating because you're asking so many questions, but I needed that because I needed her to check me in a certain way that my thoughts had to flow. And I think that's another great part of business, right? You want your circle. We have different circles for different things, but your business circle, you want to be in a circle with people that are different from you, that will challenge you, that will push you, that will tell you when you're wrong, that will boost you when you need to be boosted, and not everybody who thinks like you. Because what I could have done more harm than good if I wanted to be around people that are like, that's great. And then when I walk into the situation, I'm not talking about anything. But when I talk to somebody else who thinks differently than me, who could say that doesn't make any sense, you need to go back and you need to fix it, or you need to clarify what you're saying, it makes me sharper for going forward. A lot of times we shy away from those people because we don't want to be corrected or challenged. And yeah, it was frustrating. I felt a little bit insecure. I felt threatened, like my idea's not great. Like, I know it's great, but what my friend was trying to help me see, it is great, but you need to flesh this out. And I remember one time I had a professor, this was years ago, and what she said to me, I was like, yeah, I had this idea. I guess I always been this thinker that doesn't put things together first. And I was like, I had this idea, I want to do, boom, boom, X, Y, Z. And she was like, what's this, what's that? And she just broke it down mad. And she's like, you know what, you think you're going to serve these people, you're going to do them a disservice if you show up like this.
Wow. And
I was like, oh, like, it was definitely like a gut punch. But it was helpful, and I was like, okay, yeah, thanks. And, that taught me too. So it's important that as owners and as thinkers with big ideas that we still, talk to people who don't think like us so we can shape what we're doing.
That's awesome.